Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Yes Prep Virtual College Fair. My name is Josh, and I'm so excited to have you all with us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I have just a couple of announcements before we get started. You're going to be hearing from 6 colleges and universities this morning, and each of them will be speaking to you for about 6 minutes. So it'll be a quick presentation, but we are super excited to hear and learn more from each of the colleges. I just want to draw your attention to the Q&A button on your screen. You are welcome. In fact, I encourage you to use that Q&A function to ask questions of our representatives at any time during the presentations. You can ask questions of any of the colleges at any time. You don't have to limit your questions to the one that's speaking at that time because they can answer your questions as we go and as they wait for their turn. Your camera and microphone are turned off so the panelists can't see or hear you. So the only way you have to interact with them is to ask questions using the Q&A function. Also, this is just one of many different sessions happening, so you can sign up for others on the same website where you registered. And this presentation is being recorded, so if you want to revisit it later, or perhaps there's another college speaking at the same time and you had to choose this morning which you wanted to hear, you can come back to the website in about a week and you'll find all of the recordings of the presentations then. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you and welcome to our college representatives and presenters this morning. I will now turn it over to our first presenter, who is Sadie from Chapman University. You're still muted.
I was muted. Rookie move. Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Sadie Reeves, and I am an Assistant Director of Admission at Chapman University in Southern California. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to make sure that you guys can see my presentation. Bear with us. This is 6 minutes, so just a bite size of each of our universities, but excited to share with you more about Chapman today. So Chapman University is a mid-sized university with a comprehensive liberal arts pre-professional focus, and we're located in Orange County, California. And I should also mention I was a student at Chapman as well, and I graduated in 2015 with a degree in public relations and advertising. So if I talk about my experience at all, know that it wasn't too far away. This is a picture of our campus overview. We are the 3rd largest private university in Southern California, in university, sorry, what I should say, in California. We've got just under 8,000 undergraduate students. We're covering over 48 states, 2 different territories, and 83 different countries. So we've got a wide variety of students that we are reaching in the recruitment process and bringing onto our campus. And we have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which means your classes are really going to be much smaller than your average classroom that you might see at a larger institution. It's important for us to have a really strong distinction of who you are as a student and how we can keep you connected to faculty members. Overall, you're going to see that we take a comprehensive approach because we want you to study across majors and across minors. It's all about being interdisciplinary and actually taking classes that are interesting to you. And that could be in your general education or simply in your majors and minors. We offer a ton of different kind of concepts and areas that you can pursue, from business to film, screen acting, dance, sciences, as well as our newest engineering school that I should definitely say, check it out. We've got some amazing programs in our Keck Center. And the 414 academic calendar is pretty special on our campus. We have 4 months of our fall semester, 4 months of a spring semester, and that one that you see in the middle represents interterm, which is our extra interterm session that students can take already included in your fall tuition. That interterm session is really an opportunity for you to take a class just for fun, to take a class that's really specific to your major or your minor, and you would take that class for 4 hours a day over the course of 4 days in the month of January. So you're really accelerating that curriculum and studying it each and every day, but then having the rest of your afternoon or your weekends to hang out in our pools, go to Disneyland, or just hang out on campus, maybe work a part-time job while you're at it. So interterm is great if you take it all 4 years. It's the equivalent of a full semester on our campus. So our students are definitely graduating in 4 years as well. Now moving on to that liberal arts focus that I mentioned. We encourage our students to have a lot of foundational skills, and we want you to develop those through our liberal arts curriculum in critical thinking, communication, and problem solving, if we can help you use math and scientific methods and that Socratic method in the classroom to work with each other and your faculty members, that's going to help you creatively solve your problems, which is important for us because we want you to be successful once you leave our campus as well. The ability to assess a situation across many perspectives so that you can ultimately be strategic in your approach is what you'll find on our campus. As I mentioned, we've got a lot of general education that our students can take advantage of, but it's pretty unique in that you will not have the same general education courses as every other student. You're going to be able to mix and match classes that seem interesting to you. One of the classes I was able to take for general education was a study abroad course called Darwin and the Galapagos. And I was not a science major, but this was a science related course. And it was great to kind of jump out of my major curriculum and see something new while having it still count towards graduation, which you'll find a lot of on our campus. And this Phi Beta Kappa Society that you see as well is only on the campuses of 10% of the top liberal arts universities in the country. It's a great way for our students to network, be a part of an organization that's a little bit bigger than them, so that once they leave, they have even more success right from our college campus as well. Now moving on to that pre-professional piece, about 87% of our students are in full-time jobs or graduate school within 6 months of graduation. It's something that we're very proud of. We're helping our students get connected to internships, especially in our own backyard at the beginning of their experience on our campus. We are located in Orange County, which has about 80,000 different companies that will take place and utilize Chapman students as interns, as apprentices, and really making sure you have hands-on experience both on and off our campus as well. And this Carnegie classification that you see, we've reached up to an R2 status, which means that we are in the top 10% of research institutions, and we've spent nearly $20 million on research initiatives annually the past couple of years. And that piece of experiential learning that I mentioned, being able to get hands-on, you can choose a major on our campus as you're applying, or you can choose a major once you are already at the stage in your time when you're exploring. And like I mentioned, we're located in Orange County. You can see that we're really close to some really amazing entertainment opportunities as well. I could talk about our location for days. Just know that it's bright and sunny, no humidity. We've got, a lot made for us as well. Here you can see a piece of our student life. I'm nearing the end of my time, so I want to just give you a quick glimpse here and then to move on to our deadlines as well. We've got our first deadline coming up on November 1st, and the second is January 15th. You'll be able to find all of this information on our website, and I'll be sure to give you my email address before we end today. But keep in mind, those deadlines are coming up quickly. Here are some required documents as well, and then I want to skip to the end. Take a look at that. My email address is mreeves@chapman.edu, and I'll move it on to the next person. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Sadie. And next we have Viviana from the University of Redlands. Viviana, if you want to share your screen. Is University of Redlands with us?
Yes, sorry, I am pulling it up right now.
Great.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Viviana Romero. I am the admissions counselor for the University of Redlands, and I help oversee my territory here in Texas. So I'll go ahead and get started. A little bit about Redlands is we are a private liberal arts university founded in 1907. We are in the middle of Southern California, about an hour from LA, about 2 hours from San Diego, really in the San Bernardino Mountains. So a little bit more about our student life. We have a little bit over 2,400 current undergraduate students coming in from all parts of California, out of state. 3% of our students are international students. So I think in regards to a diverse campus, you would definitely see that at Redlands in our community. We really strive to educate our students in the heart and the mind. So that's a big philosophy that our university was founded on, and we instill it through the ways that students engage in the classroom. So we have a little bit over 50 academic programs that students can choose to participate in. These academic majors vary from the humanities to the sciences, engineering, humanities. So we have a little bit of everything. What's unique about our academic calendar is that we have a 4-4-1 academic term. So that means that we have a traditional fall semester, your spring semester, and then May is our May term, where students are able to either take a class that they weren't able to take in 4 months, they take in 4 weeks. They can decide to do a study abroad program during that time and go into the summer because we don't provide summer school. They can, do an internship, do research, work part-time, whichever experience that they're looking for. They can use that time, and then those will be done by the end of May. Here you can see some of the programs that are highlighted that students have done during our May term. So whether it be something here local in the US or, traveling out of state into a different country to do research or study abroad, students are able to just maximize those opportunities that they take advantage on. Within our majors as well, some of our majors in demand, the most popular tend to be our biology program, our business administration major, psychology, our engineering program, music, and psychology. So those are some of the highlighted majors, but I'll show you all the rest of the majors at the end. So one of the reasons why our students do study abroad within the University of Redlands is because their tuition is the same as if they were studying here at the University of Redlands. And so for that same semester that they'd be at Redlands, they could be out in Europe, out in Australia, in Africa, in South America. So it really depends on the type of experience that they're doing. We have our own Salzburg's program as well in Austria. So about 20 to 25 students enroll in that program. So if that's something that you're looking to do, you can definitely find that here at Redlands as well. In regards to our clubs and organizations on campus, we have a little bit over 120 different clubs on campus, which include our Division III athletics, our fraternity and sorority life, clubs based on interest, on ethnicity and culture, clubs based on religion, on academic profession, our pre-med, pre-health organizations, pre-law, business organizations. So you can definitely find a community, whether it be in the residence halls with students that you get to know through a club or organization, or in the classroom as well. Our student to faculty ratio is 13:1. So we do, our faculty are very hands-on with our students. They get to know them really well throughout the classroom, and every first-year student during their first year is assigned a first-year advisor. And so their advisor is their faculty member that they go to for any class registration, any other questions that they may have about the campus, resources that they take advantage of. So they'll really experience that one-on-one advising with their faculty member as well. Some of the other program highlights that I would say is that we also have a Johnson program where students are able to create their own major, and they name their degree at the end of the 4 years. They named their title of their degree, the area of focus that they were doing. So it's a very non-traditional program, but students are able to take advantage and control over their education. Here are some of our other kind of main statistics about our university, but I'll go ahead and share our majors so that way you all can see them. One other thing that I wanted to highlight is our 4-year promise. So students coming to study at the University of Redlands will graduate in 4 years. That is a promise that our university is making to all students. And if, for some reason you weren't able to graduate because you weren't able to get the class that you were doing, issues with the Office of the Registrar, whatever it may be, Redlands will be accountable to pay for that one semester, for that one class that you need for you to get your degree from the university. These are all of the majors that we have available. None of our majors are impacted, so you should be able to get all the classes that you need. And yes, you should be able to get all the classes that you need. And so if you're someone that's looking on that 4-year timeline and you want to graduate within your 4 years, Redlands could be a good fit if we're looking at if we have what you're looking for. On the right-hand side, you can see some of our application deadlines. So we do participate in our early action, early decision on November 15th, and we are on the Common App. So if you add us on your list, we can definitely receive your application. A little bit more about our application process. This year, we are prior to COVID and moving on to the future, we are a test optional admissions university, and so we will no longer require students to submit their standardized tests as part of the admissions process. I will also share my information if you all have any additional questions, so that way we can stay in touch. I know there is a question that popped up. Do we have an astronomy major? We do have a minor. So unfortunately, we don't have the full capacity to make it into a major, but a lot of our students do who are interested in astronomy or in one of the sciences do a double major and get their minor in astronomy.
Thank you so much, Viviana. And our next presenter is from Weber State University.
Awesome. Thank you, Josh. Good morning. Yes, prep schools. I am a little bit sad that I am not out there with you all this year. I love scheduling visits and, really just working with all of you throughout the year. This year is different than all of the other years. We're facing a lot of challenges, but I'm here to tell you that one step at a time, we are here for you. All these amazing universities are here for you to help you succeed. So this is Weber State University. We're located in Ogden, Utah, which is northern Utah. I always tell people we should be Northern Utah University, but we are proudly Weber State University, and we are the Wildcats. We have the great outdoors just behind campus, and we also have amazing city life in downtown Ogden. We have an amphitheater, surfing, skydiving, all that you could think of right here in Ogden. We're also just 30 minutes away from Salt Lake City, the state's capital. So if you want to go catch a jazz game and a soccer game on the weekends with your friends, that's something that I did because I am also a Weber State student. I'm a graduate student, but I did earn my bachelor's degree here as well. So you'll notice I'm skipping a few slides because of time constraints, but if you are interested in getting the full presentation, you can always schedule a virtual presentation at weber.edu/visit. We would be happy to do a whole presentation just for you. Also, we have amazing student life at Weber State, over 200 clubs and organizations, Army ROTC, Division I football, Division I athletics. We are 3-time Big Sky Conference champions right now. We went to the semifinals for national championship football last year. We're really good. Our cheer team is #1 in the nation 4 years in a row. So if you're definitely interested in sports, athletics, clubs, Weber State has it going on. We have this amazing outdoor rec program that I always tell students to get involved in. It's just such a good time. Go up to the lake, go paddleboarding with your friends, mountain biking, rock climbing, all of that fun stuff. So we're all about going green at Weber State. So if you're interested in environmental sciences, environmentalism, we are all about going green. We should be a carbon neutral campus by the year 2030. We are made up of 7 different colleges. So as a university, it's like the roof, and it's held up by colleges. Inside of those colleges are over 225 programs. As a state university, we have the ability and the funding to really be experts in all of these areas. Our Goddard School of Business and Economics is truly a hidden gem. It is one of the best in the nation. It has the AACSB accreditation. College of Engineering and Applied Science Technology just got a brand new building. Social and Behavioral Sciences is huge for pre-law. Dumke College of Health Professions, every single program in that college is ranked in the top 10th percentile in the nation. So regardless of whatever your career endeavors and goals are, we have a program to help get you there. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about before my time expires in a couple of minutes. We have $16,288 for tuition and fees, and that's for a full school year. That's fall and spring semester. That's relatively affordable, but we understand that's still a lot of money. So we offer our students an academic scholarship. This scholarship is offered to you just by applying to Weber State. We don't have a deadline for admission to Weber State. We are an open enrollment institution, which means that you apply, you're in. Send us your transcripts, graduate, and you're in. We believe in education for everybody. Our priority deadline, December 1st. You want to apply at weber.edu/apply before December 1st. The reason is that you're not committing to Weber State, you're making it an option. And we look at your GPA and your test score. We don't require test scores, but we do look at it for the academic scholarship. This is the only reason why we look at it. It gets an index score. Take that index score, look at the index chart. That's the amount of money that you will receive each year for all 4 years. Then you can get other scholarships to stack on top of that one. Apply for FAFSA, and work while you're in school. We have a lot of work opportunities on and off campus. So a lot of great ways to pay for college at Weber and make it probably even more affordable than in-state where you're located. Other things I want you to be aware of is that we have a couple of amazing housing options. Wildcat Village, which is suite style, University Village. We have an amazing rec center across the street. This is a school that Damian Lillard chose to go to. We really have it going on. We're a hidden gem. Again, I can't encourage you enough. Go to weber.edu/apply. Apply there online. Takes 30 minutes or less and costs $30. And lastly, give us a follow at Get Into Weber on your favorite social media platform. My email address is garyduran@weber.edu. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Gary. And coming up next, we have John from Westminster College in Missouri.
Hey guys, it's actually going to be Lane that I'm going to share instead of John.
Oh, sorry, Lane.
No, you are perfectly fine. I know we kind of confused you guys whenever we both were logged in. All right. So you guys can see my screen? Perfect.
We can't see.
So my name is, you can?
We can't. It's not sharing.
Oh. Well,
we're still seeing mine, I think.
There we go. It was just being a little bit slow.
You're good now.
Perfect. So hi guys, my name is Lane Hume. I am the Regional Admissions Counselor for Westminster College. I live in Little Rock, Arkansas, but I work with students in the state of Texas. So Westminster is similar to kind of what the trend has been here for most schools, a small private liberal arts school. We're in central Missouri. So we are about 20 minutes from Jefferson City, which is the capital of Missouri, about 30 minutes from Columbia, and about an hour and a half from St. Louis. So we're right in the heart of the state. What's really unique about Westminster is that it's where Winston Churchill gave the Iron Curtain speech back in 1946. So what you're looking at here is a picture of campus. We have the largest piece of the Berlin Wall in all of North America. That was actually a sculpture created by Churchill's granddaughter. And then that is a Christopher Wren church that was actually a church that Shakespeare and his troupe attended that was bombed in World War II and then gifted to Westminster. So we have a multi-million-dollar museum in the basement of the church on campus, and we actually do utilize the church as well for student activities throughout the year. So that's something that's really cool and unique to us. So similar to what others have talked about, we are liberal arts, so we're extremely passionate about having that diversity of education outside of just the traditional classroom. So we do all kinds of opportunities that include things like study abroad. We offer scholarships for that, as well as study programs with professors around the world, and unique speaker series that we have been doing for decades. So just some of our fast facts. We do have a 98% success rate, which means 98% of our students are either in a graduate program or a job after graduating. We're a 10-to-1 student teacher ratio. So we also have that very intimate academic experience with your professors. One thing that I talk about during my time as a student there in undergrad is that I ended up being a philosophy major. And one of the reasons I became a philosophy major is because I really fell in love with the academic experience within that program. And I actually had about 2 to 3 professors over the 4 years that I continuously had. So instead of having an academic experience that's limited to a semester, I got to know those professors over the course of 4 years, which really improved my academic writing and things like that, which is not something you'll see at a larger institution where you don't have as deep of a relationship with the professors typically. One thing we're really proud about is the Hancock Symposium. So that is something that we started doing annually. We cancel classes for 2 full days and we bring in speakers from all around the world to talk about really important modern topics. Our topic for last year was to do kind of with modern politics and things, and our keynote speaker was Madeleine Albright, the first female Secretary of State. The difference is at Westminster, instead of sitting in an auditorium with thousands and thousands of people looking at them from a distance, you can actually be part of the welcoming committee. So we had students who got to have lunch with Madeleine Albright, who got to help her with her book signing, and really got to have engagement with her and ask her specific questions. So that's really unique and special. This year we went virtual, but our keynote speaker was the chief scientist of NASA, and we did the same thing. We had Q&A sessions between him and lots of groups of students. So we're really, again, passionate about that education outside of the traditional classroom and making sure students have the ability to learn in really unique ways that make them feel well-rounded and fulfilled. We do something called the Undergraduate Scholars Forum, which is basically a way to promote research on campus. A lot of our students are actually even published before graduating, whether it be in political science or in research science and things like that. And then the fun part is we as a small town, we're actually nominated as one of the top 15 best small towns by the Smithsonian. Top majors, pre-med is exceedingly popular, primarily because of the fact that we actually offer a cadaver lab on campus. So if you're thinking about medicine, pre-med can be a really good fit because that's an experience that's very rare in an undergraduate setting. Pre-law is popular, business education. We just added a mathematical data science program, and then we also do a self-design major. So similar to one of the other institutions that talked about it, if you want to study something that's not offered, you can work with your faculty to create your own and you get to name it as well. Student life, we have Greek life on campus, lots of clubs and organizations. Our housing is also great. We don't have anyone living in a traditional dorm room experience. Our quad is suite style during your freshman year, and upperclassmen live in apartments, townhomes, and houses. We are an NCAA Division III school, so this is the list of all the sports we have for men and women. We're very athletically inclined at Westminster. About half of our students play a sport, and about half of our students are actually involved in Greek life as well. So the average Westminster student is very involved. So in my last minute or so, I'll talk to you guys about the application process. So we do still encourage visits to campus. We are still doing socially distanced measures and mask wearing, but you can definitely still set up a time to come visit campus. We also do full virtual visits, Zoom visits. We really do anything that makes the process easier for you. The application for fall 2021 is completely free. We do accept the Common App, and we do rolling admissions, which means that if you apply, you'll hear back from us within a couple of weeks at the longest. We are completely test optional now, and that's a permanent change for us. And that doesn't impact your scholarships. So we don't even need those to give you a scholarship. We award those based off of your GPA through your transcripts. We do an optional essay and letters of recommendation, but they are not required. And then of course, we definitely encourage you to submit your application before November 15th and do your FAFSA before November 15th, because you'll get an additional $1,000 off tuition automatically. So I would love to work with you guys sometime throughout this year. I encourage you to apply with us. I've got my contact information down here. It's easy to find online. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your year. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you so much, Lane. And next, from Drury University, we have Becca.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm going to pull up my screen real quick. My name is Becca Vogt, and I am the Assistant Director of Admission here at Drury University. I'm also an alumni of Drury, so I've kind of gone through this same experience and ended up at Drury and absolutely loved it. So that's why I'm here talking with you guys about it today. So at Drury University, we are kind of echoing a lot of other schools you're hearing about in this session. We're a small private liberal arts school. We are actually in Springfield, Missouri, which if you're not familiar with Missouri, Springfield is actually the third largest city after St. Louis and Kansas City. And we're definitely a college town. There's lots of universities in the area, which makes it a really great place to go to college because pretty much everything in our community is centered around that college age population. When it comes to our downtown, we have lots of restaurants, coffee shops, lots of resources such as libraries. There's a lot of events that are more specific to college age students. So it's definitely a fun place to go to school. And we're in the heart of what we call the Ozarks. So there's lots of outdoor activities, camping, floating on rivers, and all kinds of things like that. It's a really great place to live. This is kind of an overview of just some points of pride that we have. We do have 22 NCAA teams. We are Division II athletic. In the areas of basketball and swim and dive. They're always, if you're looking to be a student athlete on campus, that's a huge population, and we do really great in Division II athletics. We have over 70 areas of study. Some of the highlighted ones that I definitely encourage you to look at is if you're interested in architecture, we actually have a 5-year master's program. You have to have a master's degree in architecture in order to seek licensure. And for us to be a small private school offering a accredited 5-year master's program in architecture is insane. So definitely if you're interested in that, we definitely stand out. It's something we're most proud of. So please check us out for architecture. Pre-health is also huge on campus. Pre-med is one of our largest draws to campus. We have 5 pre-acceptance programs into medical schools. So these are medical schools reaching out, wanting to kind of steal Drury students to get them into their programs in med school because of the high quality that students come out with their preparation through our pre-med program. Also, some unique majors you might maybe haven't heard of or maybe aren't aware of. We have music therapy. We actually have a clinic on our campus that's really renowned. We also have animation, as well as clinical and behavioral neuroscience. When I was at Drury, I'm double majored with psychology and sociology. At the time, they didn't have clinical and behavioral neuroscience, but I wish they had when I was here because that's a really fascinating major as well. Again, we are a small university, so 13-to-1 student-faculty ratio. That just means your professors are going to get to know you very well. Average class size, 19, but honestly, those are more so your intro classes. It gets a lot smaller as you go along in your major typically. But I'm going to continue moving on because the thing that makes us different that I think is important to mention is how we use our liberal arts focus to help you customize your education. So this is through something called Your Drury Fusion. Basically, when you get to college, typically, especially at liberal arts institutions, you're going to be asked to take a variety of classes in different disciplines to give you a more well-rounded education. Well, our professors sat back and we said, hey, we have really unique students that come to Drury. They're always interested in multiple things. They're involved. We say they wear lots of different hats. So how can we make our general education experience a little bit more customizable to the student that comes to us? So basically they identified, we have, students have professional goals, of course. You're going to college, get that education towards your career path. And then you also have life passions. So it might not necessarily be related to your career passions, but things you still want to explore. So we kind of created a new general education curriculum based around unique experiences like that. So there's 3 different parts to this. The first one is fusing life and career credentials, which I'll talk more about all these in a second. Then also guaranteeing real world experiences and offering life-changing mentorship. So to go quickly through these, basically credentials, it's a fancy word for basically your majors, your areas of focus. So credentials for us include majors, minors, as well as certificate programs. So actually to complete your general education requirements, you're going to have major. You're going to have a certificate, which can be in a professional or life category. And I'll kind of give some examples here in a second, but basically we want you to explore an interest of yours. We don't want you to have to just check off boxes. We want whatever classes you're taking to be centered around a theme that you're interested in. So these certificates offer that in life and professional categories. We also have guaranteed real world experiences for you. So within our certificates, typically you're going to have either an experience, a project, something hands-on so that you can demonstrate to future employers or to graduate schools that you've mastered the subject. So we do have a certificate in our professional category called big data sets. So you could be developing a crime prediction model using big data within that certificate program. That'll be your final project. And if you're really interested in big data and maybe statistics or whatever else you're going to next, you could bring that project to your grad school interview and have proof, tangible proof of your mastery of that skill. So there's lots of different things that we do within our 16 different certificates. The beautiful thing is you get to pick for yourself what that is, and we're guaranteeing 3 real world experiences when you come out. So one will definitely come from that certificate you choose. It could be internships. There's lots of different options, and so we let you steer your education however you'd like it to be. Kind of the last part of this, now that we have such a customizable education with selection of majors, minors, certificates, programs, there's over 49,000 different ways that you can customize your education. There's 49,000 different paths that you could graduate with. So that can feel overwhelming. It's exciting, but it can feel overwhelming. So we wanted to make sure you had mentorship along the way so you could feel focused, have people listen to you, and really help guide your education as well. So we have our Compass Center, where basically everything is in a one-stop shop: academic advising, career planning and development. We have academic life coaches to make sure you're still on the right path of where you want to go in life. So you're going to have support along the way, no matter what. So really make sure that you take advantage of that. So to kind of finish up, we have rolling admission. We would love to see your application. I work with all students in Texas. It's free to apply. We are fully test optional. So definitely feel free to check us out on our website, drury.edu/apply. We are also on the common application. And so definitely let me know if you have any questions, but thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, Becca. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have Priscilla from Colorado Mesa University.
All right, good morning, everyone. Let me go ahead and just share my screen. All right, so my name is Priscilla. I'm an admissions counselor with Colorado Mesa University. I oversee the entire state of Texas. So if you've already shown some interest in CMU, you've probably heard from me already. So I'm here to just present a little bit about CMU. So CMU, we have 11,000 students, so we consider that not too big, not too small, just a perfect size for personalized education. We serve 35 countries and 47 states, so that means parents from all over the globe are sending their students to come and study on the western slope of Colorado. We have 114 majors ranging from your certificate all the way to your doctorate levels. So personalized education, this is what we mean. 88% of our classes have less than 40 students. So I did graduate from CMU, got my undergrad in business, and now pursuing my graduate degree in my MBA. So we're not a research institution, so you don't have to worry about being taught by a TA. Everyone's being taught by professors. And once you do get into your core classes, you're looking at 1 to 21 faculty to student ratio. So professors are not allowed to do any type of research unless it's research with the students. So the small class sizes definitely helped me in my success at CMU. So we are located in Grand Junction. So we are 4 hours west of Denver and 20 minutes from the border of Utah. We are in the deserty part of Colorado. So 300 days plus of sunshine and lots of outdoor activities to do. So as you can tell by the pictures, we are in the prime location for any outdoor recreational activities. We are in the rural part of Colorado. So for those who have never been or kind of don't know where Grand Junction is located, think of us in a bowl surrounded by 3 National Geographical landmarks. You have your Book Cliffs in Newmont Garfield, the National Monument, and the Grand Mesa, which is the largest flat top in the world, home to our nearest ski resort, just 40-minute drive up to Paddlehorn, with over 1,000 miles of hiking trails. And because the outdoors is a big part of our culture, we have what's called the outdoor program that would take students on daily trips and even weekend trips. So really anything that ends with ing minus surfing, don't quite have the ocean. However, we do have the Colorado River just floating down our backyard, and it is one of my favorite summer activities to do with my friends. So lots and lots of things to do. As a freshman, you are required to live in the dorms. We have 13 residence halls you can choose from, with 2 different meal plans. And in addition to our outdoor program, we have over 200 clubs and organizations with over 2,000 student-run events. My favorite is our spring concert that we put on every single year. In the past, we hosted G-Eazy, Lil Yachty, Macklemore, and Juicy J. 11,000 students on campus, front row seat, wherever you choose for this concert, and it is free for our students. We also participate in study abroad, where you can do this as early as your 2nd semester of your freshman year, where we send you to 152 countries and you will still pay CMU's tuition, room and board, and whatever scholarships you've earned will also go with you. All right, so as a student coming from Texas, I do want you to know that you do not pay any out-of-state tuition. What you will pay attention to is this middle column right here, as Texas is a participating state of our Mountains and Plains tuition program. So what that means is you pay in-state tuition plus 50%. So if you're comparing it with our out-of-state tuition, you're saving almost $10,000 in tuition a year. Only requirement to be part of this tuition program is a 2.5 GPA upon admission. You do not have to apply to this separately. It is considered for you upon admission. And this is, the credit hours is based off of 30 credit hour, tuition is based off of 30 credit hours, assuming you take 15 each semester. And as long as you maintain that 2.5 GPA in college, you'll be on this tuition program throughout your college career. All right, and some renewable merit scholarships we do have. I do want you to know that CMU has gone test optional for both our merit scholarships and admission requirements. So although it is part of this, what we look at is 3 criteria. So your SAT or ACT, your GPA, and your class ranking. All you have to do is meet any 2 out of the 3 to be considered for any of these scholarships right here. So for example, if you have a 3.75 and you are ranked top 5%, you will automatically be awarded the Distinguished Scholarship of $6,000 a year. And as long as you maintain that GPA, it is renewable to you every single year. Again, just like our tuition program, you do not have to apply to this separately. You are being reviewed upon admission. Now, let's say you did decide to take the SAT, then it would be part of the criteria that we look at. If not, it would be solely based off your GPA and your class ranking. Additional aid we have is our first generation scholarships. So 30% of our student population are first generation and low income students. I was a first generation in my family, youngest of 11, pursuing higher education in Colorado at CMU. So first generation scholarship, you do not have to apply to this separately. As long as you have a 3.0 GPA and on your FAFSA you mark that neither of your parents graduated from a 4-year university, then you will be considered a first generation and be awarded the first generation scholarship, renewable to you every single year as long as you maintain that GPA. We also have over 200 scholarships that you can apply to. They opened up October 1st along with the FAFSA. So we do take that as well. And if you've already applied, definitely at CMU to one of those schools if you are interested. We set you up on a free payment plan of however much you can afford within a 6-month period. Let's say you have an outstanding balance at the end of the first semester. All right, so some things that weren't in the slides I do want to mention is we are NCAA Division II sports team with over 26 NCAA teams that you can join. So CMU to apply, please go to coloradomesa.edu/apply. We are not on the Common App. You can find us directly on our website. All we'll need is your official high school transcript. That is all to complete your application, optional letters of recommendation, along with personal essay and the SAT or ACT. We have rolling admissions, so no deadlines to your application. And to say my thank you for having us today, please use promo code #NewMavs and it will waive the $30 application fee. I will be your main contact throughout this process, so definitely reach out to me if you have any additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. And that is all of our time. So Thank you so much to each of the presenters for sharing a bit about their universities with us. And thank you so much to all of you for joining us this morning. We hope you learned something and really enjoyed having you with us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd really appreciate any of the feedback you might be able to provide to us. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as recordings of all the other sessions from this morning online. So come back to the website where you first registered and you'll find more information there. Again, thank you so much to the presenters and thanks to all of you. Have a great day.